Starting off on requirement 6, we have 6.1. Now, requirement 6.1 says that we have a program and process in place where we look to identify vulnerabilities within our applications. And there's several testing requirements around this, but effectively what we're looking for is that you have third parties that you subscribe to help you to be notified of when there's an issue. So one of the things that I would just generally recommend is that, of course, use, the Microsoft and the Linux and the Oracle, the branded sites, but also try to find third parties that do this as a profession, like Secunia, for instance. And the reason why I recommend that is Microsoft will not publicly disclose that there is a vulnerability within their application until they release the patch. And there might be situations where your applications are left vulnerable for a period of time where you might have had the opportunity to have fixed that had you subscribed to these other third parties. So once we've identified that there's a vulnerability, secondary to that is we've identified there's a vulnerability, and then the manufacturers release a patch. We're going to take that patch, we're going to take that vulnerability, and you need to perform some type of risk ranking within your environment. Most of the vulnerabilities in today's world are published with a CVSS score. And as part of that, the CVSS score, Common Vulnerability Score, is really kind of a starting point. Now, you can accept that if the manufacturer says this is a critical or urgent, it's absolutely appropriate to accept that and go ahead and patch for those things. However, there might be situations where an organization delivers a patch that they might say it's low. But when you really risk rank that vulnerability within your environment, you come to realize that it might be an urgent or might be a high vulnerability, and that patch might need to be deployed sooner than later within your environment. So the PCI DSS requires that when we have a critical or urgent patch identified, that patch needs to be deployed within 30 days. So from an assessment perspective, what the assessor is going to do is we're going to look at your vulnerability program. We're going to look at the procedures. We're going to look at the fact that you are subscribing to third parties, outside sources for that information. We're then going to pull a list of all of the patches for your applications, your servers, really everything in your environment, and compare that to the patches that need to be installed, or the patches or the patch level of your current infrastructure. And what we're looking for is that anything that's high, critical, or urgent have been deployed within 30 days.